Okay, what is it, YouTube? It's me, HCJ here, and I hope you guys are doing well. I know many of you are probably shocked to see an update video, but my update video legitimately has a reason to be an update video. Because for many of you who probably don't know, I am definitely executing some new plans and some new ideas. Within that execution in these new plans, I want people to understand that I've been at a roadblock, an unfortunate one at that, where I am taking a look at the content I've created and I am looking into new ideas and new ways of doing things for the channel. Because after 15 years, I've now hit, actually, it's not even 15 years. Years earlier, I hit a roadblock. And I basically have just been pushing out content because this is what the masses say they want. And it's crazy because what the masses say they want, the masses say they don't like. I don't understand the logic behind it, but no one ever tells me things directly, so I guess I just assume these things and say, well, it's all bad. Because the numbers show it more than people's actual words do. And because I'm more of a person of action over word, I see it. And I explain it. And a lot of people say, well, I still don't get why you're so upset about it. And I want people to understand why I'm upset about it. When you create content for over 15 years, and people have multiple perceptions and multiple assumptions of things that you do or don't do, it makes it harder for you to be a content creator. Some of you may not see that because, of course, you're not on the side that I am. But I completely understand why a lot of people go through a lot of the stuff they go through. While, yes, some of their decisions are not the best decisions, and it leads to a collapse of their own work and things that they've done, I have to look at that as well because I don't want to fail and look stupid while failing. Because I'm kind of already done that. And I don't want to continue to fall where there's opportunity for me to rise and do things. So I did the boldest thing I possibly could. I consulted with Google Gemini. And what do I mean by consulted? Basically, I just asked it a whole bunch of questions about what's my whole channel, and I took things from there. And it's the first time I ever openly talked about me using Google Gemini because this is the first time I ever legitimately thought of using it um, to help me in the terms of I need to know what's going on with my channel so I can try to fix my channel. Not Google Gemini fix my channel for me and stuff like that. No, I didn't ask that. I asked it for these particular things. What's on my channel that people like? What are the videos on my channel that get the most views? What are the what channel content have people liked within the last year, within the last 5 years, within the last 10 years? So that I can know what my next moves are. Because majority of it, and I have screenshots and I have a list of everything that has been said from that I asked Google Gemini right next to me. So these were the questions that I asked. So the first one that I asked was, what was the largest amount of content that I have had created? And it basically said Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, and then Puzzles and Dragons, which means that my podcasts are doing shit for my channel, which to be expected. Then I asked it to break it down about the work that I've done in each one. So then it gave me that in terms of Digimon, they love when I make. I guess Digimon players love when I make decks for Sakuyamon because she's the most current thing. But they love when I make budget builds for decks. And that I should take an interest in the focusing on budget builds for decks that I've created. Which sounds easy on paper. With execution, people hate it. Then let's go on to Yu-Gi-Oh! When it comes to content for Yu-Gi-Oh! People love when I make content involving Harpy Lady, the Harpy archetype, and love when I focus on it, which is funny though because years ago someone told me that that was not going to be the success of my channel. Alright. Then I asked it for what do I do in the near future. Talk about Harpies within various waves of the metagame, which let me just put that in perspective. We haven't been meta since 2013, and even then, we were looked upon as the rogue deck that was just there. So, I guess we take that with a grain of salt. Because it's funny, because we did the same amount of time in Duel Links that we did in the same amount of time with TCG, LCG, where, hey, look, there's Harpy decks. They're playing in the meta. Okay, that's nice. So how about this Dragon Ruler in the spellbook? Because that's literally what it was. It's like the Legacy archetype got support around the time the most chaotic decks of that format got major waves of support. It's like, okay. Because I'll say it, if Lord of Tachyon Galaxy didn't have Dragon Rulers, I think Harpies would have been fine. It would have been the first time Harpies were ever part of a format and were considered tier. Which would have been crazy. But unfortunately, it never happened. So, the suggestion that he gave me was talk about the different eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is funny because I think I've done this. Talk about the evolution of Harpies from GOAT format into modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Which I would have even stretched it back further to when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a standard set, but I guess it said take GOAT format of 2024 and then go all the way to the current metagame of TCG now, which is basically saying we struggled. 2013 happened, 2014 happened, we struggled. Harpy's Feather Storm, we struggled. Legendary Collection, Sisters of the Rose, we struggled. We got a Synchro Monster, we got a retrain of Pet Dragon, and then they banned Harpy's Feather Storm. That's the quickest synopsis I could tell you. And then I'd have to go into detail about each one. But then it gave me like some overall stuff for here and there that was just like, okay, well, that makes sense. And that's basically how I use Google Gemini. And I do want to take a look at Google Gemini because I want to take a look at all my other stuff from like Puzzles and Dragons and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll ever return to Puzzles and Dragons because Puzzles and Dragons is definitely just, it's there. But as you can see, no one was watching the content I made from there. It's like every time I make content, it's just like I try my best and then it just flops. And then I give breaks between things because I don't want people to feel like I'm just clustering with content. And then that does, I don't know what the fuck anybody wants, and it confuses the fuck out of me. So now I have to use Google Assistant to help me figure out what the fuck to do because I don't know what the fuck to do. I ask questions, I get mediocre answers, and then I execute things from mediocre answers, and I still get nothing. Like, it's the most difficult shit I've ever had to deal with within the last 15 fucking years, and it stresses me the fuck out. That's pretty much what I wanted to tell you. Now I'm going to an AI to help me figure things out. Because can't rely on actual people. So, yeah. I don't know what else to tell you guys except for that, because that's literally what this video is about. It's just me telling you that, yeah. After all this time of having to ask for help, I guess I said, fuck it, I'm just going to go ask the AI for assistance. Because at least the AI will answer. And I can get something from it. So, I guess the benefits of being an introvert. But not really, because I still have to deal with all the extroverts that are probably going to be in my comment section talking about, wow, you sold out real fast. No, because if I was selling out, I'd make money. So, it just is what it is situation. Well, okay, guys, that's pretty much it that I want to talk to you about. I have other things to do. And I have a mediocre deck profile that I'm about to make, and oh shit, hopefully it has fun. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll try to upload this as soon as I can. Okay, HJ signing out. Bye.